Hi everyone, my name's Anthony Cummins and welcome to this video. Now I'm an author and historical researcher, and if you're unaware, there's a debate going on about Lars Andersen and his ideas. Now if you don't know, Lars Andersen is an archer who has put some stuff together, and he thinks medieval archery was far more dynamic than we have been led to believe. But also, and more importantly here, that the archer will shoot from the right side of the bow. Now, I asked people, I said in the last few videos I've done, this is the third video, so I asked people to go out there if they could and do some research on the matter. But of course no one's done it. But people are countering Lars by saying that his images are not correct, or we don't know where he's got his images from. So I thought, right, I will do it. So I set about the task of finding medieval images which depict archers and which shoot from the left or the right side, and to tally them up and find out just how many of the artist's impressions from the actual time show an archer shooting from the left or show an archer shooting from the right. I'll give you the answer now, so you don't have to wait till the end of the video. But believe it or not, the actual answer is 50-50. I'm talking literally 50% to 50%. It wasn't 51, it wasn't 52. It was literally 50%, half and half. So what I'm going to do now is take you through how I've done this and explain the way I've come to the conclusion and what we can do next. So I have been through literally thousands of images, and I mean thousands. And the catchment I found of the ones that fit the criteria was only 50 images. So 25 images were people shooting from the right and 25 images were people shooting from the left. Now 25 and 25, obviously 50 doesn't sound such a big number, but I searched thousands just to get these, and it was through books to make sure they weren't, anything fake, and it was in proper books. So what I did was go to the University of Manchester. I then went to the John Rylands Library inside the University of Manchester, which has about 3 million books. Here are some examples of the books I was reading, so have a quick look at the titles. As you can see, they're really good books, and they're proper books, British Museum stuff, all the illuminated manuscripts, things like that. I didn't go to paintings, I went more to the illuminated manuscripts. What I'm going to show you now is a video of me sat in the library doing the stuff. It's a little bit quiet and you can hear me talking very slightly in the background, but it gives you an idea of the type of things I was looking for. Sorry, it's a bit too close, but there are two right-hand side ones there. So which images did I deem worthy to add into the collection? Right, this is what I did. I didn't take any image that was virtually impossible to see if they were shooting from the left or the right. So I ignored images like this. So with those ignored, where you literally couldn't tell which side it was, I was left with only the images that depict absolutely which side of the bow it is on. But it wasn't quite that simple. I did not include any of the archers that were Arabic, or Saracen if you will. Those clearly are meant to shoot from the right side of the bow. So even if it was a Western artist, I didn't include them. Also, I didn't include anything from any Arabic Saracen artists, simply because they would draw what they thought was correct. So I concentrated on only Western art. Something that came to me as a surprise was one version where you found the artist would actually try to have all the archers facing inwards. So what I mean by this is they tried not to get the back of the archer, so you found some artists were having archers shoot clearly right-handed, but then another archer next to them, so they could have the front of the archer's body, was shooting left-handed. So what I thought here is they're clearly changing the reality to show the audience of their painting something. So I didn't trust any of that. Anybody who switched between left and right-handed, I ignored. So that entire painting I pretty much ignored. But also to this, I also ignored anyone who was actually left-handed. So on the painting, if you've got lots of people shooting right-handed and there was one left-handed person, I ignored them as well. Put that down to either they were left-handed or it was just the artist filling in the space trying to get it. So I got rid of those as well. So most of the time, the catchments I actually found I was getting rid of. I found lots of images of archery, but they were hard to tell. They were either an Arabic person or they were literally shooting left and right, switching between the two. So I thought, I can't use them. So I put them away. So what do we have? We have a catchment where I've included only people who are clear to see, only painted or painted illuminated in the medieval period. They are not switching between left and right-handed in the actual painting, and it's clearly obvious that they are actually, representations by the artist at that time, and the best that we could have as a catchment. So what does this all mean? Right, what this means is that out there are lots of images in medieval manuals and medieval paintings about archers, but what we have to do is be really careful which ones we pick so we don't damage the result. Now the result came up at 25 images left, 25 images right, which gives us a straightforward 50-50%. So what does this mean? Right, what can we get from that? So is Lars Andersen right? Did archers shoot from the right? Are the critics correct? Did archers only shoot from the left? Well, in my experience, I would say there are two possible conclusions from this. Number one, it's random. The artist is totally random. He will pick any side of the bow, it doesn't matter, and over the course of all the centuries and all the artists, it's turned out that it's simply 50-50. They've picked them at random and we've ended up with true random, and it's 50-50. Number two, they shot from both sides. It is possible to take from this that people actually shot from both sides. And it depended on the archer himself or whichever person he'd been taught from or what he preferred. So that is also a possibility. However, it is not conclusive. Conclusive would be 90% of them are left, 90% of them are right. So in actuality, all the work I've just done has resulted in an unknown. It's literally come up as unknown. Could be either. So the argument still stands. It could be random within the art. It could be a true representation that people shoot on both sides. So what do we need to do? Right, what we need to do is get an archer's manual from somewhere. A Western archer's manual or some document, a written document that teaches you to put the arrow on the right or the left side of the bow, and it literally says that. As many of those as we can find. Of course, that's well outside of anything I can do, so if there's anyone out there who knows about this or has a document or is working with a document, that would be great. Email me please through the website. Also, we could do a bigger catchment. So if we did a catchment of, say, images under those criteria, that came up to, say, 1,000 images in total, and you might find that the percentages change a lot. The bigger the catchment you get, the more true the percentage is. So you might find that it ends up being 90% right or 90% left side. But of course, that would take a lot of work, and it would take someone, actually to do a thesis on it, if you will, and take a lot of their time. So there you go, we can say that research has been done, we can say that a little sample test has been done and that it's inconclusive, we just don't know. So we can't say Lars Andersen is correct and we can't say he's wrong, we simply have to say we don't know, but we've tried, but there is more that we can do. Now, my name's Anthony Cummins. I generally don't deal with Western medieval warfare. I tend to stick with Japanese stuff. I've just brought out a new book, which is Samurai and Ninja. This is me trying to get across to the world, sort of break the spell of the Japanese and ninja image and give you the truth about medieval warriors. So if you're interested in medieval warfare and you're interested in Samurai and Ninja, it's Anthony Cummins and it's Samurai and Ninja. The real story behind the Japanese warrior myth that shatters the Bushido mystique. So if you enjoyed the video, please press subscribe and keep up to date with what I do, and hopefully I'll see you later.